Well, the ongoing face-off between kidnappers and residents in Igono, a local government development council in Oyo State of southwest Nigeria, has taken a new turn, with victims coming out to recount their experiences in the hands of kidnappers. The sitting chairman of Igono Local Government Development Council, Honorable Olayiwola Adeleke, recalled his experience as one of the victims of herdsmen kidnappers in the axis of Ibarapa, as he was made to sleep on the floor for 6 days and 6 nights before a ransom of 5.5 million naira was paid for his freedom. He made this known while speaking to a Rise News correspondent at his office in Ghana. He said this is the first time he's speaking to journalists about his experience as he was abducted on his way to Ibadan to attend an important meeting with the executive governor of the state by the kidnappers. One of the victims also spoke to Arise News.
The Fulanis, they have committed a lot of atrocities in Asunera here, killing our people. When reaching our farm, they will just drove the owner of the farm away and hit all the materials inside. Even I got a farm there. It's about 30 acres, cashew farm. They have destroyed everything, and I reported the case to police at Aite. But when Seriki reached a police station, no case was done at all. It will just destabilize everything. But I'm now telling you now that we don't want Fulani in our place here again. Let them go.
For more on the herdsmen and other related communal clashes, former Commissioner of Police and Special Advisor to the Governor, Seyi Makinde of Oyo State, on security matters, Fatai Owoseni, joins us now. Good to have you, Commissioner, former Commissioner.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. Now, just to ask an umbrella question before we get stuck in, is it that we're too impatient and possibly too talkative? Because after all, wars are not fought in public places as regards the issue of Oyo State and security matters.
From what has played out at the moment, that's the situation we find ourselves. It's not about being too impatient. That's just the situation we have at hand. But I would say that I was at an interaction with members of the community. What everything the gap in communication, the break in communication. Quite a number of the people that were victims had said, "Oh, we reported cases to the police. We didn't hear anything." And from the police, we've also gotten to know that there were arrests that were made in some of the cases, but along the line, either they've not gotten back to victims in order to update them as to efforts being made. But essentially, what could be deducted from the interaction was that there was a gap in communication.
All right, Fatai, I was watching the governor yesterday, Makinde. He was at the villa to visit the president, Muhammadu Buhari, and he said that criminals have to be differentiated from people who are doing their legal business to earn. He gave an example of the Seriki who has lived in Oyo State for 40 good years. I mean, he was chased out of his place. Talk to us about that visit to the president and what the governor had to say.
I am sorry, I can barely hear you clearly.
All right, I will repeat the question. The governor, Makinde, was at the villa yesterday. He said that when he was asked questions, that there has to be, we have to differentiate between criminals in the state and those who go about their legal, who go about their earning their daily pay or whatever legally. He gave an example of the Seriku who has lived there. He said he has lived in Oyo State for 40 good years. I mean, he was chased out of his house with his people. So talk to us about that visit to the president by the governor of the state, Makinde.
I would say it again. Um, you are barely audible to me. But if I could gather anything, if you can hear me very clearly,
We can.
I think what we're talking about is the fact that quite a number of allegations have been made about the Seriki that used to be in the Congo. And I think you also mentioned about the steps taken by His Excellency, the Governor of Oyo State. I don't know whether those are the things
I
we're
think
talking
my
about.
colleague wanted you to speak about the visit of the governor to the president yesterday. Governor Sheyi Makinde to President Buhari.
Can you hear us? Can you hear us? Fatai? Well, it's looking like we're having a challenge with him hearing us. Let me try once again and see whether you can hear. The governor paid a visit to the president yesterday. He spoke there about the need to separate criminals from those who go about doing legal things in the state. He gave an example of the Seriki. And I'm asking you to talk to us about that, about the governor's visit to the president.
I want to think that I got you, although I didn't get you clearly. I've heard you mention the governor. I've heard you mention the visit to His Excellency, Mr. President.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So everything that has played out from the visit of the executive governor of the state to His Excellency, Mr. President, is to, brief Mr. President regarding the happenings, regarding the peculiar challenges that we have in Oyo State, the vastness of the state, and the need to probably reinforce the security outfits that are present in Oyo State. Like I mentioned before, quite a weighty allegation had been made against Seriki, especially to the fact that he's been aiding and abetting, crimes and criminalities and the perpetrators in that area. It's not as if things haven't been done before. If you noticed, when we went to Igonga, the new commissioner of police was with us there, and she's been able to tell them that she would look at all these cases again, where suspects have been arrested, the ones that are already undergoing prosecution, that they will pursue it to logical conclusion, and the suspects that have not been arraigned to court to ensure that they are quickly arraigned in court. And just like the governor has mentioned, to rejig the efforts in that area to put more hands, the security operatives in that area. And it is believed that when we do all this and we work with the non-state actors, we'll be able to overcome the situation on ground in that community and in your state generally.
Okay. As an advisor to the governor, are you concerned about the other advisors who have the ear of the other stakeholders in this matter?
I still want to repeat it that you are barely audible, but to mention stakeholders. I want to repeat again that I was in that team that went to Igogo, and of course we moved also to the Okoyegun Axis. I, had the interaction. The commissioner of police, we both had interaction with the stakeholders, and this is not the first time. Before now, we've always met. For one, I've always met with the stakeholders, the representatives of the community there, the local government heads in that area, and some well-meaning people of the place. Everything is just about the fact that there is a kind of mistrust. The people in the area don't seem to trust the institution, especially the police, that is charged and have the obligation of providing security for them. They think that they are being twisted by Seriki. These are weighty allegations that at the end of the day, a thorough investigation is to be carried out to see who has done one thing or the other. And once thorough investigation is done, once the police is also able to push the cases at hand where they have suspects in detention, either awaiting trial or still undergoing investigation, that they are able to carry those things to logical conclusion. But essentially, the involvement of the non-state actors in that community and in the various communities in Oyo State will be required. And that is why we've always said that when it comes to security, it's the business of all. The police need to do all what is possible for them to regain the trust and confidence of the people, because that seems to be lacking. And once they are able to do that, and necessary tools are provided for the security agencies, to invigorate their efforts in that place, we'll be able to put these things behind us.
All right. The governor issued an order for the arrest of Iboho, who gave an ultimatum to Fulanis in the area to leave the town. I am not aware today that he's been arrested or otherwise. If so, why hasn't he been arrested?
If I get you clearly, I believe that you're talking about the so-called ultimatum that has been issued. I think we've gone past that. All along, while we visited the place, the people in that area, I don't think, and from deductions, they are not fighting a war with any ethnic group. They were specific. And what was it that they're specific on? On this particular individual that they think has turned himself to a kingpin. These are weighty allegations, like I earlier mentioned. The security operatives, the law enforcement agencies must be able to look into these allegations. One clear thing is only one person they continue to mention. And the interaction we had with them, there were Seriki Fulanis from the adjoining communities that were part of the interaction. They were harassed from Igogon to Igono to Otu to Aguare to Tede. You still have people living together. And that is why His Excellency is saying that it is not the way to go about it. It is not by issuing threats. It is not by giving ultimatum. Lawful means must be taken in order to resolve this. And it is the lawful means that the state is pursuing to ensure that we put this thing to rest. It's something that has been happening over the years. It is not new. And it will also make the people in the area who probably, one way or the other, have been involved in conspiracy of silence. Because the individual that was being alleged didn't get there yesterday, not last year. It stayed long in that place for a period of years. And if he's been doing that, and some people have been doing a conspiracy of silence, it's for everyone to reflect, to say that, look, if we have criminals amongst our midst, we should expose them. That is why we've always come up with that slogan. If you say something, say something.
Thank you, Special Advisor. If you could just stay with us.
We're going. It's a business for all of us. We'll be able to
Mr. Fatai, if you could just hold on for a minute. We're going on a brief break. We'll get back to you after this.